Welcome to Herself, a space for women to have deep conversations about the intersection between spiritual entrepreneurship and fulfilling your potential, so you can become the woman you truly are in every area of your life. After being in business for over 2 decades, I've learned, as you likely have too, that as you grow your business grows you in unexpected, often challenging, yet miraculous ways. Here, we'll talk about how to get out of your own way so you can grow a business that's abundant and sustainable while allowing you to be a force for good in the world. I'll give you simple, actionable strategies as well as wisdom and inspiration to help you root into your wholeness, lead from your values, and work in ways that feel deeply aligned so you can bring your true self into the world through your business and in every area of your life. Hello, self-led women. Each Wednesday, I invite you to join me for a mini episode where I share an excerpt from one of the calls in my year-long mentorship circle, Sorceress CEO. This is for spiritual women entrepreneurs who are ready to master their inner and outer worlds to be a force for good in these trying times. In these clips, I'll speak about the dance between our inner and outer worlds as we do the day-to-day work of bringing our visions into form. These mini episodes are here to support you as you face obstacles and chart your unique path to fulfillment, success, and your soul's expression on your terms. Enjoy. As a little girl, I loved playing school, and my favorite part was writing on a chalkboard with a fresh piece of white chalk. Today, my teacher's heart lives on, only now, instead of teaching with chalkboards, I make sure my online programs are stored and shared in the most organized, intuitive way possible. For the past few years, I've used Kajabi for this. It's heads and tails above any other online course platform that I've used since I first started teaching online back in 2008. Not only does Kajabi host all of my online programs, it also hosts all my program web pages and opt-in pages. It even hosts the private student-only podcasts I share inside my programs. Plus, it's easy for me and my team to use, and most importantly, it's easy for my students to use. I love it. If you're looking to up-level, streamline, and beautify things in your own business, whether it's how you deliver your online courses, create web pages, or even host your entire website, I invite you to enjoy a free 30-day trial with Kajabi, which is one of the sponsors for this podcast. You can click the link in the show notes to get started with your free 30-day trial. If you're like me, you'll be so happy you did. The only downside is no chalk is involved. Okay. So I want to share a short talk as reference before we dive into the work. So the first piece is a quote from Ben Franklin that I love, which is, "When you fail to plan, you plan to fail." So as entrepreneurs, really, everything comes down to the plan. And the better your plan is, and the more you put that plan into action, the more success you're going to have. So successful people have a plan, and they take action on it every day. It's not rocket science. But it means you have to plan, and it means you need to act on the plan every day. Successful people also have a bias toward action, knowing that the only way to succeed is to take consistent action, which is going to include things that don't work. And the only way to find out what's going to work is just to keep trying, to keep reiterating, to keep getting feedback. And again, that's one of the main things that I really want you all, and your people are doing this more and more, is to be getting feedback, because this is how we refine things to really get them to work ultimately. So setting goals are important, but setting goals won't build your career. Accomplishing your goals will. So accomplishing the tasks will build your career. And the thing about a plan is that it's not dependent on emotional ups and downs. And so this is where we want to honor the masculine and the feminine. I am all about feeling our feelings. And there are elements of our work where we need to be able to show up no matter what we're feeling, no matter what's going on in our lives. There are things that we need to show up and be able to do. And that is a very real skill to develop. So we need to ask ourselves, are we making plans, setting goals, and then driving those goals, bringing that plan to completion? And if not, where are we getting stuck? Where are we falling off course? Where are we not following through? So there's been a lot of stories, a lot of research done, and maybe you've heard these stories of when someone goes out into nature and there's no landmarks anywhere, and they're asked to walk in a straight line, what happens is that they end up favoring walking to one side. And they actually end up walking in a circle. However, when there are landmarks, someone is actually able to walk in a straight line. So when you are not putting landmarks in place, when you do not have a plan, you're likely going around and around in circles. I see Joanna smiling. Yes. You find yourself maybe year after year, wow, I want to get to this place, but I'm not getting there. Because you don't have a plan that's going to get you there. Okay. So within our businesses, we need to have 90-day rhythms for our tasks and for our goals. And this approach helps to cut down on overwhelm because it gives us a roadmap and shows us the path to accomplishing our yearly goals, our yearly plan. And it's essential to do this type of review, this type of 90-day review every season to ensure that you're moving forward, to make sure that you're innovating, to make sure that you're course correcting, so that you can be making your dream business a priority and something that moves from dream into a reality. And there's a saying that we often overestimate the amount of things that we can do in a single day, but we underestimate how much we can do in a year. And so these 90-day plans will actually help us to do more than we think is possible in a year, if that's something that you want to do. So remember, you can absolutely accomplish everything that you want in your business. You just can't do it all at once. And this 90-day plan is how we make that happen step by step. Or in the case, using the metaphor of building brick by brick. So the first element of our quarterly plan is we're going to begin with the end in mind. So Yogi Berra said, if you don't know where you're going, you'll end up someplace else. If you don't know where you're going, you'll end up someplace else. Has that ever happened to you in your business where you didn't set a plan and then you find yourself in a place where it's like, this isn't really what I wanted. I've been there. So we want to start with the vision, just like we did in Masterclass 1. Look back at your vivid vision and see, am I on track with this? Does anything need to be adjusted? Okay, so take a moment, and if you have your document about that, if you have your notes about that, go ahead and look at your vision. It said that people who regularly visit and reread their vision and their goals are more likely to accomplish them. So maybe there are things about your vision that need updating. If so, seasonally, this is a time to do that. Maybe you want to add pictures to it. Maybe you want to do like a virtual collage if it's in a Google Doc, or an actual collage if it's in a notebook, to bring that vision more to life. And then we want to look at your 12-month plan. So we want to look at that 12-month plan and see, am I on track with this, or does anything need to be adjusted? So we'll take some moments to look back at the 12-month plan, see what you notice. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, change doesn't come from listening alone. I invite you to commit to taking one small or large, courageous action after today's conversation. One step you can take, if you haven't already, is to sign up for my Sunday journal. It's a weekly newsletter filled with inspiration and reflections about the intersection between spiritual entrepreneurship and fulfilling your potential to help you become the woman you truly are in every area of your life. You can subscribe at programs-saraavonstover.com/journal. And if you found this podcast valuable, please share it with the women in your world. Also, I'd be very grateful if you'd leave a review. It helps others find resources like this, and I'd love to hear what's coming alive for you after listening today. Above all, keep going, and never forget the unique offerings you and your true self bring to the world. Until next time, I'm sending you my heartfelt support.